Hello, OIS podcast audience. Welcome to the next episode of the Roth and Jay Show here from OIS 14 in San Diego. And continuing with our tradition of bringing exciting people to the podcast, we're thrilled to have the leader of one of the companies that is paving the way for sustained drug delivery, and couldn't be happier to see them succeed, considering we're an investor. So, Jay, why don't you make the introduction, please?
Well, Retina right now is so hot. Of course, Wall Street loves hot now, but it affects Main Street patients that we take care of and so forth. So I'm thrilled to have a gentleman here with a distinguished journey, Michael O'Rourke, who is the CEO of Re-Vana Therapeutics. Michael, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Ron.
So, Michael, why are we all excited?
So, I came into drug delivery in AI in 1995 with Carry-On Vision. And I led the team that launched Vitracert back then with gencyclovir for CV retinitis. So that was my real entry into ocular drug delivery. 10 years later, I led the US team that launched Reticert into the market, the second sustained release intraocular drug delivery device, with fluocinolone acetonide, but it's still on the market today. And I recognized, when I left Bausch & Lomb and I worked for Graybird for a while, there was a huge need for sustained delivery in the eye with biologics. There's been a series of small molecules that have been delivered. There was an antiviral drug. No one had ever taken on the challenge of delivering a sustained release biologic for 6 months or greater into the eye. So my opportunity came when I joined Re-Vana in 2017. Re-Vana is a spin-out company from Northern Ireland. And I went to visit Re-Vana, and we had the proprietary method of two technologies that really enabled the sustained delivery of biologics. So I joined Re-Vana with that primary focus in mind. So came on board 2017. We have two core technologies. And the real secret sauce of Re-Vana is how we develop and can deliver biologics from these technologies. So first technology is called EyeLief. It's a hydrogel implant. It's preformed before it goes into the eye. And really the secret sauce of Re-Vana is how we use photocross-linking in the case of the preformed implant EyeLief with UV light that allows us to take a biologic and deliver it for 6 months or more into the clinic. So we've now advanced that technology, and it's now been matched against a second technology we have called OcuLief. OcuLief is the same hydrogel base, but in this case, we inject the inject a liquid into the eye. When the liquid hydrogel is in an aqueous environment like the vitreous, it forms an implant. We've now come up with a method whereby we can both deliver a drug into the vitreous and also photocross-link it at the same time, but with visible light. What this does is it's a very small bleb, 20 microliters in size, but we can get something like 10 to 14 or even greater, 15 milligrams of drug. So for a tiny amount of gel, tiny amount of bleb, we get a massive amount of drug. With EyeLief technology, we can take biologics out to approximately 6 months. With the OcuLief technology, we can go even to 12 months. So how we form a core strategy in Re-Vana is we're not just a drug delivery company. We work to get an asset in. So I'm really pleased to say we've now been able to secure the API of aflibercept. So known mechanism of action behind the drug to really de-risk the whole technology. So our primary goal now is to develop a 6-month sustained release biodegradable aflibercept that can be delivered in the clinic. One of the big value propositions of Re-Vana was there's no requirement for surgery. So this can be delivered by 25-gauge technology. So we're initiating today a Series B raise of a target of $70 million, which will really take this EyeLief 6-month sustained release aflibercept way into the clinic. The second part of our strategy is we recognize that there's a tremendous need to reduce the frequency of intravitreal injections. Last year, there was 27 million injections into the eye. Some of the new therapeutics that have come on board, there's claims of delivering for 3 months or 4 months. But we know from our own scientific advisory board that many of these patients fall short of that. In fact, they might only be getting, if it's a 3-month delivery, 4-month delivery, perhaps only 50% of patients are getting to that target. So we know this is a substantial need for sustained release. So what Re-Vana are really doing is to take on board something that no one's ever done. No one's ever developed a 6-month sustained release biologic implant for the clinic, and that's really the challenge we're taking on board. So the primary strategy then is to develop the asset. However, externally, we recognize that partnerships, strategic collaborations are extremely important for us, because you have many of the big pharma companies that have really good therapeutics, but they don't have the means to deliver them. And quite frankly, the idea of bringing out a new therapeutic with a 1 month or even 2 month delivery, it's just not going to be acceptable. So what we're doing, the company has three pharma partnerships, whereby we'll take the company's asset, we'll bring it in under a non-dilutive money situation, and we'll then look to see if we can then deliver their therapeutics with either our OcuLief or our EyeLief technology. One of the other benefits of Re-Vana, which is quite unique, is that we can customize our technology to a very specific target product profile. So whether it's a biologic, whether it's a large molecule, even if it's a small molecule, if we have a very specific target product profile, what's the size of the drug, how long do you want to deliver it for, what's the target therapeutic dose, any other analytics around the drug, we can then custom match the therapeutic to either our EyeLief or our OcuLief technology. Because we've developed what we call a biologics continuum. We've got a whole set of variables to enable us to match the target therapeutic. So the chances are, if there's a biologic there, and we understand it well, there's a very good chance that Re-Vana is going to be able to deliver this. So we've been approached by many different companies on this, making great progress. But our next step is really, the most important step now, is to get our technology with the aflibercept asset to the clinic. And that's really what the company is now focused on. We've raised about $18 million today. Delighted that Rob here, Ron from InFocus, is one of our key investors, came in 2020, also in 2022. We also have Excite Ventures, we have Vision Ventures, who led our last round. We have 3 UK-based investors, and we also have a corporate investor as well. So we have 7 sort of main investors that really fund the company. Everyone's going to come into a follow-on round as well. The Series B, we're just initiating this week. We're going to go to a broader target, a very defined plan, and fantastic support, I have to say, from our investors that are really behind us. So in summary, I think what we can do is we're looking to really change the whole paradigm of retinal care. It just frequency of injections. And another enabling thing about our EyeLief technology, the aflibercept, we also can probably use it maybe 5 times less drug than the EyeLief drug to get out to 6 months. So the idea is we will get a sustained release of the technology, of the delivery at therapeutic levels for 6 months or potentially greater. Some of the therapeutics on the market today rely on suboptimal dosing. It's very heavy dosing to try and extend it out to a few months. That isn't the Re-Vana approach. Our approach is to really start with a first-order kinetics and then have slow, sustained release, without any peaks or troughs at the 6-month mark at therapeutic level. That is the goal. We don't believe there's many companies that will be able to accomplish this other than us.
As CEO, your job is to be up at night. So what keeps you up at night?
I would say what keeps me up at night is the passion to deliver Re-Vana. Having been in drug delivery in the eye for, this is 1995, when very few companies were in retina. And now, of course, everyone's in retina. It's always been your goal because I've launched small molecule drug delivery drugs. I've launched periodontal drug delivery systems. I was involved in pulmonary drug delivery systems. What keeps me up at night is the passion to drive, to make our investors successful, to really accomplish something for patients and take away this tremendous burden of this frequency of injections, not only for the patient, but for their carers as well. So it's all about progressing patient health. And Re-Vana is all about innovation, and what is a fantastic team. So as well as great investors, we have a great team within Re-Vana, between either a broad team with some based in the US. We've still got a lot of our development work takes place in Belfast and Northern Ireland. So it's that passion just to be successful, to accomplish something in sustained release that no one else has accomplished to do.
Well, we agree. I mean, obviously, look, our investment in Re-Vana was born out of the perceived need to make patients have better experience when it comes to the treatment of their macular degeneration. Now our patients initially getting injections every 6 weeks and then maybe 8 weeks, and now maybe you can get 3 months for some, maybe, but as you know, the efficacy seems to dissipate. So patients are going to do better with this product. Payers are going to be happier ultimately with fewer injections being given to patients. Clinicians it'll be easier for clinicians to, everybody wins if this product ends up being successful. And I think that's why 3 ophthalmology-specific investors came on board here, because this is kind of the disruption that we need in the standard of care.
No, I agree. I mean, it's ophthalmic-based investors, and we also have a world-class scientific advisory board. Some of the top retina physicians have come on board with Re-Vana. And even we just recently appointed Anne Docherty, who was 40 years at Genentech in drug delivery, left Genentech and she's joined Re-Vana on their advisory board. So it's that sort of commitment. We're working with some of the best retina folk in the world, and that really enables us to drive Re-Vana forward. But it's a very committed team, very passionate team. So there may be other things that keep you up at night, but that's probably the main one.
And so you have that's a European company that really started in Europe, right? Do you have a really strong global strategy? Because the payers are different, right? For example, the steroid market isn't as strong here as it is in Europe, right? Because the biologics cost a lot of money and so forth. But you have a really able strategy out in the U.S., outside U.S., Asia, Europe, and so forth.
Yeah, so obviously the goals in being we want to make this a global product. It's for any company to be successful, you need to be successful in the US. So that's prime.
That's right.
But we have a huge footprint in Europe. So we're a European-based company. We have European investors. So one of the unique advantages of perhaps Re-Vana is we actually can play in both hard. We can play in Europe and could play in North America.
Well, you truly are a global company.
We truly are global. We're virtual. Strong team in Belfast. I work out of Tampa, Florida. I'm the CEOs in California. We've built a very effective model for how we can, from a virtual aspect, still drive Re-Vana. But ultimately, it's a core team that we manage in Belfast. Because we're US investors, we're European investors. So in some cases, it's the best of both worlds here. And we've really taken advantage of this. And I say the support we've had from Rob, from Ron, from Visionary, from Excite, from our youth investors has been absolutely world class, and really do genuinely feel they're an extended part of the team.
Yeah. Well, listen, I have to tell you, we're thrilled with the progress that the company's making. It's great to see you continuing to build partnerships and prove efficacy. And we're all excited. I think as much as we're excited, I think there's
He's a glaucoma guy. What does he know about retina?
millions of patients are going to benefit from this as soon as we get it to market. And I'm all about every part of ophthalmology, Jay. I only play in the glaucoma space. We all care about what goes on the back end. Don't worry, we'll get them into glaucoma therapeutics soon enough.
So it's sustained release glaucoma.
They're going to get you there. We'll get you there, one thing at a time. Michael, thank you for taking the time. Michael Rothman and Vana Therapeutics. Really, really proud to be a part of the team. And thank you all from the OIS podcast. Looking forward to speaking with you.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you. Cheers.